Well, there you go. That's that done, and look at that. My key on my keychain with my house key. Oh man, this is so cool. I am excited and nervous all at the same time, but mostly excited. This is so cool. This is going to be a whole different thing, guys. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. So today is kind of a goodbye to an old friend. So yeah, today's kind of goodbye to Brunhilde. This will be the last time I ride this bike. Well, this afternoon, taking it to the motorcycle shop. Probably be the last time I ride this bike. Which is kind of sad. It marks the end of a relationship with a machine that I've really been happy to know. I really enjoyed this thing. Gone a lot of cool places on it. Oop, there we go. And just been a fantastic motorcycle. I've really enjoyed it. The fact remains, I got two things pushing against me on it. Otherwise, I would keep it. One is I don't make anywhere near the money I was making when I bought this thing. And they are not cheap to keep up, that's for sure. Even a basic service is probably twice. I mean, like, you know, whether you're doing it at home versus doing it at home on another bike, or yeah, whether you're doing it at home versus doing it at home on another bike, taking it to the dealership to have it done, or the motorcycle mechanic. A lot of mechanics don't want to work on these, so there's a mechanic in town. There's a bike shop that will remain nameless, not my favorite bike shop, obviously, but their mechanics are reputed for destroying these things, ruining them. So I just, I'm good. I'll do it at home myself. But yeah, doing it at home even is expensive. So it's just going to be more money sense and economical. It's going to be a live within your means kind of thing to go to something a little more affordable. Yeah, you can go in there. See, I'm a nice guy sometimes. I'm a nice guy sometimes. Let's see if we can fit in here. But I'm gonna miss this. This thing sets you way up above traffic. I'm looking over these cars. I know that's kind of hard to see right now, but I can kind of see further ahead because of it. This thing's got gobs of power and gobs of torque. It's just phenomenal for, I think this is 109 horsepower new. It ain't sweating it on that. It ain't sweating it on that at all. It's still got plenty of horsepower. It's over 100, I'm sure. That's brake horsepower. But on a 460, 470 pound bike, whatever this weighs, this thing's just, you know, that's in the low end of the gear. You get on it, you know, in the power curve, it's just a whole other thing. Oh, again with that. I did that the other day a lot. I just heard that thing flop, and you know what? I'm not going to get to stop right here because I just saw what happened with the traffic pattern. I have really liked this aftermarket throttle lock. This has been a really good deal. I need to click this. There we go. Get my helmet. Yeah, while you're going down the road is not the time to secure your helmet. So yeah, I'm on my way to work this morning. I went last night over to Adventure Center and I signed the papers on the Interceptor 650. And that's going to be a whole new adventure and a whole new way of doing it. The main purpose I got this bike for, well, I'll tell you the main purpose, if we're going to be honest, and we will be. I watched The Long Way Down, I think on Netflix or something like that. See, this guy's just, cars do this. I gotta be in front of that guy. No, you don't. People do that. They creep up on your butt and they just decide, I gotta be in front of that guy. And it's like, no, you really don't. Stop it. Anyway, I watched The Long Way Down. I went, wow, and then I watched The Long Way Round. And then I went back and watched The Long Way Down again. And yeah, it was so cool. I was like, wow. And I started looking into adventure bikes, and I want that. I want that. So I started saving money up, and man, I was socking money away. I wasn't spending on nothing. It wasn't really hard to do at the time because I was making so much money, and my grandfather was ill at the time. He wasn't like down to the last of it yet, but I was spending an awful lot of time over at his place, so I wasn't really able to go out to the range and shoot, or you know, take the kids to go do stuff, spend money on things. I was kind of, you know, locked down at home. And I just realized they just started going, so we're going to be sitting here a minute. Yeah, I was kind of just like, you know, spending most of my weekends over there with him. And about the time I found this, and I started socking money away. And when you can put, you know, $1,000 a month away, which is pretty close to what I was doing just about every month, it's not hard to come up with the money for something. But I think I put money away on this for, I'm trying to remember, 3 or 4 months. I had a few $1,000s put aside. I had a little over half of it, I think. It's been a while. God, it's been a while. I showed a picture of it to Grandpa. He says, "You're going to trade my Harley in on that?" I was like, Jap bike? I said, "No. I'm not. I'm keeping that Harley. That's going to be there. I'm not getting rid of your Harley. That's not a Jap bike." "Well, who builds it?" "The Germans." Oh, God. As a World War II vet, he was still mad at the Japs for the trouble they caused back in the day. So, telling him the Germans wasn't much better. Anyway, yeah, he was, I'm not pleased with that. I said, well, he says, "Well, why are you going to have 2 motorcycles?" I said, "Because I can have 2 motorcycles, you know, making good money. I got space for them. I can ride and love 2 motorcycles, can't I?" "Well, I guess you can." He didn't think much of that, but that's all right. He, you know, unfortunately, he didn't get to see this thing. I don't know if he would have liked it or not. I know I I do. I love this bike. It's just fantastic. It's just a great piece of equipment. Anyway, so the purpose was the World Adventure. I saw the Long Way series and I did what all of us did. I went and bought a R1200GS, and I actually was kind of looking at the some of the other adventure bikes, is just affordability, and they were so expensive on the used market. And then I stopped in at the adventure center there, and he had this, and I was like, ooh. And he's like, you want to test ride it? I was like, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, one of the videos, I took a bike back there, and I kind of went around that circle. I think it was the blue one. I said, this is where I test rode this Brunhilde. And yeah, just yeah. Anyway, the purpose of this was adventure biking. Learned to do some off-roading, motorcycle camping, which we did a little bit of that with this bike. I think 2 or 3 motorcycle camping trips total the whole time I've owned it. The whole time I owned it. And I wasn't able to get it before Grandpa passed. I got it after he passed. And at the time, it was a much needed distraction. That whole thing had me really down. This was like a shiny spot during that time. And yeah, it was a shining spot at the time in life, and it kind of kept me distracted from the reality of what was going on and what we were having to deal with. And yeah, and I have enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed it. But besides the financial, it's being expensive to take care of, the other thing that I have is I've got a year, I think it was last year, I didn't put 500 miles on all 3 motorcycles. I don't ride that much anymore. I just don't, and I want to. I see the club posts on Facebook, and I see the club, oh, we're going on this ride, or we're going on that ride, or we're gonna go do this, we're gonna go, oh, that looks like fun, I want to go do that, and I want to get this thing out, spit, shine, and polish it, and do that ride. That's gonna be cool. And just almost all the time, I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. I get to the day, and yeah, this is gonna be cool, and do it. And you get there at the end of the week, and I'm just run down, and I don't feel like it. And that sucks. It really does. But I think because of all this junk going on, I think my days of long distance motorcycle riding, all that stuff, I think they're done. And I'm sad about that. I am, because I really did enjoy the longer rides. Really did enjoy the longer rides. So, but that was the main purpose of this bike, was that kind of stuff. And I do like riding it around town, but it is kind of big. And I like how big and tall it is. But I do like riding around town, but I think it's time to get something smaller and a lot more affordable. And that's why the Royal Enfield comes in. So anyway, I'm here. I got to go to work, guys. I got to get some more money coming in, and I'll pick this up at the end of the day on the way over there, and we'll do the transition from Brunhilde to... I don't typically name my vehicles, so I haven't even thought about calling that thing anything. But yeah, I just fell in love with that red one. If you saw that video, then you know what I'm talking about. I couldn't believe that. After I posted that video, I watched it another 10, 12 times myself, and I want that bike. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and you know what? It's time. So we're going to do it. This is going over to Brento's. He's going to sell it for me, and hopefully we get some good money out of it. Hopefully enough to pay for the little red one. If that's the case, I'll tell you, this is the worst I've ever done on a vehicle money-wise. I've spent a tremendous amount of money on this bike, and I'm not going to get half of what I put into it out of it, but that's okay. I'm not even hurting on that because I have really enjoyed this bike, and even with the great expense of owning it, I've absolutely loved it, and the memories that I made on this bike are fantastic. So I'm not even going to cry about that, and the memories are going to be good on this other one. So, but we'll get to that. I'm going to go to work. Time to go make some money. We'll catch you guys in a minute. Oh man. So yeah, that's the end of that day. And I'll tell you, as excited as I am about what's getting ready to happen, I am spent. I mean, and I'm done. I'm tired. Oh, what a crummy day. But we got it done. Not all of it, but most of it. The important stuff anyway, right? Oh, come on. Yeah, talk about low energy. That's me right now. Just whoosh. Absolutely done. Well, I'm gonna miss this thing. Like I was saying when I left you guys a second ago. 8 hours ago. But hopefully we'll get enough money out of this to pay off the new bike. I don't see why that wouldn't happen. This is a good bike. And I'll tell you, I learned so much about riding motorcycles by riding this thing on dirt roads and off in the hills and stuff. Not only by myself, but mostly with the guys that I went with. There's a few times I went by myself just for the hell of it. Did all right. But riding with those guys in the BMW club, I learned an awful lot. Oh, I meant to grab that book too. Well, I'll grab it and take it back over there. Just not tonight. I am tired. I'm excited because this is, you can buy a new car, you know, buy a new motorcycle. Come on. Who's not excited? But I should have just went that way and flipped around. This thing is never going to trip for me. But yeah, riding with those guys and just listening to them talk about what they're doing and watching them ride and doing it. I've learned so much about riding bikes on the street even. And oh, it did sense me. That is so cool. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Thing is, I'm not in a hurry. Yeah, just oh dang it, I left my no, I didn't. I picked it up and I put it in the charger. My earbuds with my music. Yeah, I learned so much riding this thing off-road in the dirt, and then getting Ben's little bike. I went and fooled around with that a little bit, and a lot of the things that happen when you're riding two wheels in the dirt are muted, I found, because of the size and weight of this. You've got a lot of inertia carrying you, and it mutes a lot of what's going on. And then when it happens, like when it gets too far, it's too late. You're down, you're dumped, you know. And with Ben's bike, it's like you get a lot more feel of what's going on because it's so dang small. And I learned a lot from that too. But all that stuff riding in the dirt transitioned to riding on the street, because there's times when like that patch of dirt back there at the when I didn't think the sensor would trip, that patch of sand there, you know, I didn't know what to do about that before, and I do now. And the best thing is stay the hell away from it. The best thing is to stay the hell away from it. But yeah, I don't need to split lanes to... God, this is a good looking bike. I love this thing. I love this bike, and I am going to truly miss it. I just can't afford it anymore. That's the last time I'll ever pull the wheel up on the BMW. And believe me, buddy, it just did. It just did. I don't understand what's wrong with people. That's a good looking bike, huh? I think that's the previous model. I spilled coffee in this helmet or something, because I can smell, oh man, it stinks like coffee. How you doing, buddy? Anyway, yeah, all that dirt transitioned over to the street, and I learned a whole lot about riding in the street by riding in the dirt, and that was pretty cool. I never had a class. Oop, that was damn, you're stupid. I never had a class. I never had anything. I never took any training or anything on how to ride a motorcycle. So everything was basically self-taught, and yeah, I had to learn how to do it on my own with that little trail bike. And then the bigger bike, when I got some power, it was like, ooh. But you know, I don't ever remember that Yamaha wanting to pull the front wheel up. Now, I do not know how to do a wheelie. I don't know what you're supposed to. I get it-ish. But I've done wheelies on this bike several times. There's just so much power and torque involved that you don't have to mean to. And a couple of times, well, the first time I ever pulled a wheelie, I pulled it on this bike, and it scared me to death. I had no clue what I was doing. So I gotta say, one of the things that I am really looking forward to in the Royal Enfield is that it doesn't have stupid amounts of power, because I get, like just now, that guy pulling around in front, that's rude. Don't be a jerk. Everybody wants to get there. You don't need to get in front of everybody. He cut in front of me. He's being rude. There's not two lanes there, you know. And instead of letting that go, what do? I gotta pull the front wheel up and get out there in front of all that crap. And you don't need to do that. That's stupid. That's stupid, doing that stuff. And you know, occasionally, excuse me, occasionally I get a little car on my backside, and no, you don't get to win this time, dude. And that's stupid, but I do it. Anyway, anyway, nice radio, dude, on a motorcycle, whatever. Anyway, yeah, all that translates over, and I'm so glad I learned it. But it's time to scoot on, you know. God, I love this bike. I'm gonna miss it. Oh, Harley dude was really winding his he was really winding his motor up. Like, nah, I'll just go ahead and keep going. You can do whatever back there. I'm gonna do whatever up here. Yeah, it is going to be a learning curve getting on that lower power bike, but it's still, you know, you can feel it. It's got enough power that you can feel it's got enough power that you should be able to romp on it once it's broke in and get up ahead if you need to, or get out of the way of stuff. That's really the most important thing to me. So it will be a totally different experience from this bike or the Harley, because I'll tell you, you put the gas on either one of these and they get moving like right scooting now. Especially this one. That Harley doesn't even compare to this one. This bike is so quick. But yeah, I'm stoked because that bike is going to be a tame ride, but it is going to be a fun ride, because man, I love the way that thing handles. I love the way it sits. It's comfortable to ride. Like I say, I don't know if I'll be able to do very long trips on it, but I think short trips around the valley here, get up in the mountains just a little bit, that's going to be not a problem. But definitely for the economy of this new bike, I am going to be happy to have the financial freedom of not worrying about. I am going to be happy to have the financial freedom of not worrying about taking the thing. I left my turn signal on, didn't I? Taking the thing out, having it break, and it costing an arm and a leg, and not being able to do anything about it for a while. So what the heck, man? Oh, that's right. That's right. This one. Whoop. This is that way. This is that way. And this is cancel. And this is off. Let's shut that down. So, yeah, I've had a good time on this bike. It's been a fantastic 5 years with it. They haven't been the best 5 years of my days at some points, but this bike has always been a good companion. I really have enjoyed this bike. All right, quit moping, dude. Let's go check out the new bike. Well, there you go. That's that done, and look at that. My key on my keychain with my house key. Oh man, this is so cool. I am excited and nervous all at the same time, but mostly excited. This is so cool. This is going to be a whole different thing, guys. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it. So the first service is in 300 miles. We're going to put those miles on there probably in the next 30 days easy. And he's working on getting filters. So he's also working on getting the brake levers for me. So I will replace those. Listen to that. Listen to that. Oh, that's so cool. And this is mine. This isn't the dealer's bike anymore. 26.5 miles, and I put 16 of those on there, if I'm not mistaken. Nice thing is, some guy rode this thing and put a full tank of gas in it, almost. He must have felt guilty for scratching it all up and stuff. So I just got off the BMW a half hour ago, and maybe a touch more, but right at a half hour ago. And something that I'm gonna have to make sure I remember is that this is not I did it again. This is not the romper room. Let's get this in neutral. This is not the romper room, and I cannot... Oh, I did click my thing. I can't romp on this. On the way over to the dealership, that guy was trying to squirrel his way in front of me, and I wouldn't let him do it. And you can't do that on this until it's broken. Reading the owner's manual last night, I noticed between first and second, they suggest that you only do a half clutch, so that's kind of a thing. I'll tell you, the first thing I noticed right now is the foot pegs seem a little higher than I remembered them being during that ride. I was probably a little too excited. It's all right, we're gonna get the foot pegs lowered just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. I'm never gonna lean this thing in hard enough to need the foot pegs up. But yeah, this sits good. I'm enjoying this. I am enjoying this. This is good. The rear shocks are kind of bouncing a little bit. Like I said, the suspension on this is just a touch stiff. It is just a touch stiff. Oh, those brakes are fantastic. Now this is what we call lane sharing. Gotta remember those tires are new, so oh man, what a great bike. This is awesome. I'm so stoked about this. I totally forgot I have a it's so bright right now, and I'm like, I just totally forgot that I've got the sunshades in this helmet. Now, I told Pete that I would stop by the gun store down there so he could take a look at it. He's interested in this too now. And that would be cool if he got one, then we could both go riding around on them. Oh, man. Yeah, Yeah, this is going to be a good little put around town bike. I was in fourth? Good Lord. I can almost stop without putting my foot down. I can almost stop without putting my foot down. Man, that front brake is awesome. Look at how this thing stops. Just like right now. And that still didn't get the... That still didn't get the ABS going. And that was a hard brake. Yeah, it also says don't go over 4,000 RPM, 50%, right? It also says vary your throttle during the break-in, vary your throttle by about 10%. Don't just sit there and cruise at one speed. And it also says don't ride for more than 1 hour at a time. You want to stop and let the thing cool back off and all that. If you do that, you'll be okay. And honestly, where in town are you going to go that it takes an hour? If this is an around town bike, right? Where in town are you going to go if it that it's going to take you an hour of riding to get there? It's just not going to happen. This city is not big enough for that. Now, like I mentioned LA and New York in the other video, then yeah, you're going to get on the freeway and you're going to be going for quite some time. But in Bakersfield, no, that's not going to happen. But again, with the whole age and the ouch, my bones hurt all the time. Why would I sit on this thing for more than an hour at a time anyways? I'm going to pull over and stretch my legs because I need to, not just the bike. I love the sound of this thing. It just sounds so good. If you guys hadn't heard me talk about it or caught on to it, I am not a fan of big, heavy, loud exhaust. I don't want people to hear what I'm doing. Honestly, is part of it. Part of the thing is I just don't want people to hear what it is I'm doing. Now, I can't get up there and lane split because the lane to the left of me, the cars are going so fast that if I get out in there, I'm going to get clobbered. And now that they're coming to a stop, if I've got room and the car that pulls up there doesn't box me in. Seeing people do stuff like this. Why do you got to do that, dude? And I'm not used to this bike yet, so... Thank you, Infinity Q whatever. Appreciate you doing that. Yeah, I'm sitting up on this bike, not down in it like the BMW, so this is a whole new experience. I don't see cross traffic. I'm going to go ahead and go. Kick it into second. Please don't cut over. A lot of people like to change lanes right here, so it's going to be really difficult to... 3,000. I still got to watch that. And it opens up a little. You got to keep that differential speed down. The difference in the speed between you and the cars that you're splitting with. Oh, no. No engine braking during the break-in. That's okay. It's a good break-in period for the brakes, too. Good break-in period for the brakes too. And yeah, I'm gonna have to drop these foot pegs at least an inch. This is so much better for lane splitting than anything I've ever ridden. Oh, fantastic. I love the way this sounds. It sounds so good. And it's still getting in front of traffic, and I can't even romp on it. I didn't romp on it, and it still got up and went. And all of you guys said on the Bullet or the Classic 500 video, all of you guys said once it breaks in, you'll have more power, it'll run smoother, and I have no doubt this is going to be no different than that. So I'm going to leave you to it. There is me leaving Brunhilde and bringing this baby home. I have no idea what I'm going to call this bike. I'm gonna go to the gun store and talk to the guys. So hope you enjoyed this one, and if not, I thoroughly understand. I doubt it'll get the views the actual ride is getting, but all right guys, I'm here. I'll catch you on the next one.
I heard it when it came up. I was like, ah, that does sound like the Jetsons car. That's pretty. I was expecting it to be a lot smaller. That's a pretty decent sized motorcycle.
Yeah.
I thought it was small.